Welcome everyone to the last chance qualifier. Because I did not top 8 any showcases in 2021 season 1, we've got one more shot to qualify for the Mox qualifier. One more shot to qualify for the Mox qualifier. Yeah. So 21 person tournament. You need a 5-0 to get your qualification. We are playing Huzaar. Playing some Huzaar today. So this is Winged Huzaar's version of Horror 1. Basically a Squee-based Bazaar control deck. You use Squee and Krovakian Horror to generate card advantage with your Bazaar of Baghdad. Play a bunch of free counter spells to protect your Hollow Ones, Bloodghast, Root Wallas, and Hogax. And that's how you play. You play kind of a unfair controlling tempo game. Cool deck. I played it before in the past, so very excited to try it today. Round 1, we got a Zoomer. I've got no Bazaar, so let's mulligan. This one has no Bazaar, but it's got a Powder, so let's Powder. I want to keep... What do I want to keep? I'm not actually sure what you want to keep here. Whether it's the Troll... Maybe Squee? I'm going to put Squee back. A little bit of a weird one. Oh, here we go. I'll keep this hand, and boom, let's do it. Yes, last chance qualifiers are... You got to use QPs, and you got to use play points. Not sure what our opponent's playing yet. Volcanic Island makes me think not PO. Could be Breach. Could be Jeskai. Alright, we're looking for a hollow one here. Wasteland. They bottomed on their preordain. I'm just going to start by wastelanding. Thanks, Arkin. We did win the last LCQ we played in. If you want to see that, check out the YouTube channel. It's a little while back now, but the last time there was an LCQ, we did win it, which was pretty fun, actually. So maybe we can repeat that today. It is Jeskai. Could be Breach, I guess. 4-color Breach. It was quite the luck sack, yeah. It was a wild evening. All right, how about a hollow one? Or Squee? Squee would be good. Squee. Serum powder, Squee, and Hogax sounds fine. Yeah. So we've now turned Bazaar into Faithless Looting. So that's good. I don't have the deck up on the cardboard live right now. I didn't want anyone to know before we started playing. Arcanist. Well, it is Jeskai, huh? I don't think I'm going to be able to Mind Break Trap them, so I'm going to just force this. Bigger. Chalice on 0. Play around days. Chalice on 0. And waste this Tundra. They know my hand, so I'm just going to F6. What's up, Rafa? Oh, Ancestral Recall off of another Tundra. It's pretty good. My opponent's had a pretty stellar draw so far. Our deck lines up pretty well pre-board versus them, so we're definitely still in it with 2 squeeze in our yard. Activate Bazaar. What do we got? Cool. Now, how do we want to play this? Is 1 Bazaar good enough? Or should we abandon the trap? Probably can just abandon the trap. You don't really need a backup because my opponent is on Jeskai. But if we end up with more squeeze, we can get the train going a little bit more. It's close. It's pretty close, I think. I wonder if we're supposed to play around days on this hollow one as well. A lot of interesting choices to be made here. I actually think we don't need the second Bazaar, just because I think we'd rather have it like this. If they daze me, so be it. A problem with this line is if my opponent dacks it. But I mean, we have to do our game plan at some point, right? From what I know, this matchup should be fairly annoying with the number of like Swords to Plowshares they play. But I'm not a super Horror 1 connoisseur, so we'll have to see. If they just go land DAC, it's really bad for us. But I mean, I wastelanded them off of 2 lands, so it's just a little unfortunate that they were able to find more lands like this. They did resolve Ancestral Recall in 3 preordains, though, so... Yep, 5 rounds, 5-0 or nothing. I'll probably play all 5 rounds, though. For the content. Alright, this is good start. Did not get dacked. Get back our squee. Another hollow one. Get our Bazaar. Interesting. I do kind of wish I had the other Bazaar, but I think having double counterspell was better. Hard to say. But activating a Bazaar with 2 squeeze every turn is definitely card advantage. Start catching up to our 6 cantrip, 7 cantrip opponent. And we're just 1 green or black creature away from a Hogak as well. Play another hollow one. Swords on a hollow one. Yep. Can't do much about that. So they can Sanctuary back a Swords or an Ancestral this turn. Looks like they have it. This is a Dak fade in. I think I just want to exile this Mind Break Trap. Because there's no way for me to trap a stack here. If they have a Pyroblast backup, then I just get wrecked anyways. But if they Pyroblast, it means they're not fetching back a sword, which is nice. But we are going to lose this hollow one, which is annoying. It's going to be a pretty long game, I think. Yeah, so it looks like they're just going to Pyroblast and buy the stack hollow one. Not much we can do. Just looking for a land drop here, and then we'll cast a Hogak. Revival. So I could Revival back. That's kind of an interesting one. So we could Revival back a Bazaar or a Wasteland. Kind of like the idea of revivaling back a Wasteland. No, a Bazaar. Kind of like the idea of revivaling back a Bazaar. Maybe this is all just coming back to bite me when I should have kept the second Bazaar in the first place. Does seem like that was a critical error. Definitely feels like I made a mistake on that one. They want to counter this. I don't really care, I think. Probably doesn't matter. Yeah. I don't know. Having another negation is still pretty nice. Alright. Activate this. Draw our Bazaar. Oh, we drew a Cradle as well. If we put these three back and I activate Bazaar again, don't really get anywhere. Kind of awkward. Because I will have to pitch 3 cards and go down to 1. So it's probably better for me just to play Cradle then. Kind of hate that I got a Bazaar if I was going to get a Cradle anyways, but I wanted to guarantee that I could cast a Hogak this turn. I guess that's not true. I guess I get... Still play a hollow one, maybe? I'm going to play the Bazaar, I think. Guess I hit like a prized amalgam. I'm not sure if I'm playing this correctly. It feels like I might have made slight missequencings. But it's a hard deck, and I haven't played it in a long time, so pretty much to be expected. Unfortunately, I won't be able to kill this Dak this turn. If my opponent was at less life, this Bloodghast could have had haste. And then it would have been pretty interesting. So I have to draw 2 and then discard 3. So it's very likely that I just end up keeping a negation. But I could also keep a hollow one and play a hollow one. So there's a couple of things that could happen here. Okay, yeah. I think I'm just gonna keep this negation. Bin all of these cards. Return a Bloodghast. And then cast a Hogak. I don't. I guess it's good to leave one Force of Will in the yard to be able to pick back up with a Noxious Revival. All right, so I have a Hogak. You have a Force, or a Daze is pretty good. Either way, we still should be able to continue getting our card advantage. So, it's gonna be kind of a battle. The big problem is if they deploy another Dreadhorde Arcanist. Can't do much about it. All right. Definitely have regrets. Natural Sanctuary back Ancestral, I assume? No, they got back Swords for Hogak. Makes sense. My other Hogak is exiled, unfortunately. So this game could be pretty challenging. They go down to 4, and then they Swords and go to 3. Oh, they have a Mentor? That's probably going to win them the game. Losing this is really tough, because I felt like we were super far ahead, but they cast Ancestral Recall, which is pretty broken. That's probably game over. Wow. 40% win rate, Jeskai. Too strong. Maybe I threw this game by playing Wasteland on turn 1. Kind of felt good if my opponent was going to preordain bottom bottom, but they preordained bottom bottom twice and found Ancestral, so pretty hard to beat that. Yeah, I guess we lost this game. It's kind of crazy to me. Jeskai Xerox beam. Well, this deck has a much better. Like, it's not like I'm playing Dredge, but they did probably have close to their best draws, right? So it's just impossible for me to fight through this. So I'm not exactly sure why I'm trying. Let's just go to the next game. All right, so Caracas comes in and Contagion comes in. And maybe this Cradle comes in. Don't really see any need for this. Like this, maybe? Yeah, it's not unreasonable. Don't really know like how I'm gonna get too many more cards out of this deck though. Maybe you can go down to 1 Vigor. Petrified Field's not necessary. This looks pretty good. Yeah, let's try this. Yeah, it doesn't matter. My opponent drew Ancestral though, so oh well. I am doomed to actually never beat Jeskai. Just no matter what I play against. I just can't beat Jeskai. It's impossible. I mean, it's not like I have a lot of Hogaks, right? Yes, this is a true story, Kane. Are you trying to ruin my point? What are you doing there? Come on, stop. That. Maybe this is like too many contagions. Possible. It's a really rough powder. All right, keep. Yeah, I mean, they only cast 1 Ancestral in that game, but 1 Ancestral is enough if it finds you Mentor, so. Sounds pretty good. Leyline of the Void, huh? Out of Jeskai? Unfortunate. That's so fucked. Alright, well we have one Force of Vigor still in my main deck. What a joke. It's really bad for me. This is so fucking crazy. Oh boy. Alright. Leyline of the Void. On their 7-card hand? Sure. Oh, it's gonna be a quick 0-1 out of this LCQ. Maybe we won't play 5 rounds. I don't know if I can handle 5 rounds of this. Yeah. Pretty bad, not gonna lie. I mean, Jeskai playing Leyline is pretty outside of expectations, so do I try to even beat this Leyline? Yes. Yeah. It's pretty bad though. I wouldn't play it. Flusterstorm? Yeah, okay. Well, a rough day in the office, I guess. You win some, you lose some. Some people pilot 40% Jeskai and wreck you. It happens. They're Wasteland. This Sapphire is just so brutal. I think we would be pretty far ahead if they didn't have a Sapphire with Strip Mine Waste, but got. No reason to activate here. It's not helping us towards anything. Sure. Guess I should have kept in Chalice on 0, huh? Double fetch. I was like thinking about surgicling this volcanic. But I just yeah, I'm not gonna be able to do it through double fetch, huh? We've been pretty much demolished in these games. We had a great game one hand too. We were activating Bazaar with Squee every turn, and it just was not close enough. Still just holding open fetches. Do you think we could have played game one slightly better with the we should have pitched the mind break trap to the bazaar and kept the second bazaar as a blood gas trigger if we were to draw blood gas. So that's kind of a small change we could have made that would have made us slightly better, I think. Don't know if it would have been enough to win or anything like that, but natural volcanic. All right. Well, that plan is off. Um Still don't want to activate this bazaar there. I can activate it on my turn now though. Even then, playing a hollow one is super weak against a Dak Vaden. I think they have at least one removal spell in their hand. What do I want to do? I think we're supposed to activate a bazaar here. Goobles, I don't know why you keep asking these questions. It's all like readily available. You can go look. It's like 1,500 matches or something. I think I would rather have green card for vigor, surgical, and misstep. Obviously, this ends up being pretty bad if they do draw Arcanist, but 15 turn clock. Huh. I wonder if just taking a force of will is just a better way of going about this whole thing. Just playing a hollow one. Kind of feel like it is, but they have hard cast force of will at this point. Makes it a little worse. Not really sure what else I can do though. I mean, I have to game as well, right? My opponent has to get their health total reduced. Like they could definitely be just sandbagging a DAC. I guess if they're gonna swords it, it's fairly unlikely that they're sandbagging a DAC. The real problem is the minute they draw like any of their delve spells or ancestrals, the game is just blown wide open and I have very little shot of holding on. because I can't use my 23 cards that have been exiled to Leyline of the Void. Um, well, Leyline will do it to you. Another Fluster, huh? Well, they have one card in hand. Maybe they can draw all lands, but we've already wastelanded 2 of them. The problem is, even if they draw all lands, they just Mystic Sanctuary, back a spell. So there's not even that out. Not exactly sure what we can do here. It's good for us that didn't have a DAC, so take the small wins. The initial Serum Powder was pretty gross because it was 7 cards I really wanted to keep. I mean, they might just time out. I guess that's a thing. Didn't want to play PO today. There looked like there was a lot of Pyroblast gamers and Force of Vigor gamers, and looked like a pretty terrible 20-player metagame to play PO, so I decided not to. Most metagames are pretty terrible to play PO. It was really just the last weekend that was pretty nice. Not this weekend, last weekend. I think PO is kind of has the same problem that Dredge has. It's extremely exploitable, and if people come prepared to beat you, you just can't really win. So I kind of view PO in the same way as I view Dredge, where it's a very metagame dependent choice on the weekend. I still can't believe we got our Surgical Flustered. That was so sad. All right, Mystic Sanctuary back Swords to Plowshares? No, they're Mystic Sanctuary back Ponder. Fair. I was like, what about the Root Walla? 10 hits? I mean, sure, but I don't want to play Doomsday, so it's not really hemorrhaging value. It's like a couple percentage points. So not really I don't really think it's a huge deal. The couple percentage points are definitely covered by my hatred for it, so like Doomsday is the best deck in the format, but it's not the best deck in the format by so much. Jesus. This is like the worst possible outcome. Because now they can just replay their lands and then do it again. What am I supposed to do? I'm just dead, right? The Preordain engine is too much. Why do I hate? I don't know. I just don't like to play it. What does that mean? All right, it's a pretty valuable Mindbreak Trap right there. The problem is they have Mystic Sanctuary and they can just rebuy Gush again. Yeah, this Root Wallet could theoretically get there. It's not impossible. I'm not gonna play Mana Crypt. They're a Jeskai deck. What? What we really need is at some point to Bazaar into multiple Root Wallas and then naturally draw a Gaia's Cradle. That's the one. Did lose a Root Walla in this game to the Powder. I mean, 20 is not exactly the right number when my opponent has cracked a bunch of fetch lands, but well, like, what's the point of it helping me if it's not going to be in the list? I don't understand. All right, so they're gonna bring back Gush and just loop Gushes over and over again with the Sanctuary. I'm gonna activate this in case I can hit a Root Walla. I was unable to hit a Root Walla. Hit a Root Walla. Unable to hit a Root Walla. Through that, unfortunate. Cost 1 mana. Sad day. But we can cast it next turn. The problem is they're gonna Gush again, so because Mystic Sanctuary. Fair and a balanced magic card. All right. Ooh, we drew a Cradle. I wonder if we're supposed to keep for 1 turn. Huh. That's kind of an interesting one, isn't it? The real problem is they have a Mystic Sanctuary, though. I don't think so. For some reason, I don't think this is going to resolve anyways. Even if it does resolve, they can DAC it. It's so close, but it's just so slow. I feel like maybe it's good enough. Hard to say. Oh, look, they're going to Sanctuary back Gush again. No one could have seen this coming. I drew Vigor? I think it's a little late for that. Oh. Well, that certainly changes things, doesn't it? I think we're just supposed to go double hollow 1. Definitely don't think we're supposed to hit this ley line. All right. New plan. I think they have at least Force of Will. They don't have Force? Interesting. Oh, they do. They just didn't care about the first one. Fair. All right, so they have Gush and 2 and 3 unknowns. Back fading. Oh, just Gush. Gushing back. Blue mentor. Nope, swords. Okay. Activate for Root Wallas. No Root Wallas. We're almost out of cards, so still 2 Root Wallas left. There are 0 hollow ones left in my deck. So no reason to activate now. I mean, how many times have they played Mystic Sanctuary in this game? Crazy. All right, this looks like a treasure cruise, so that should put the nail in the coffin, I would think. I don't think it's possible. I think my opponent just bricked on relevant cards for a very long time. They're at 25 cards left in their library. Yeah, it's really pretty over. I found a root wall. Oh, maybe we can surprise them and they won't play around it. Ancestral, sure. How about rebuying your Ancestral with Mystic Sanctuary? Does that sound like fun? No? They didn't want to do that? Your wild opponent. Why not? Why not just draw 10 cards? I don't understand. Ah, they want to gush. They wanted to do it again. I see. That's fair. Fair. We have one more root wallow left. It's not doable. I think both my cradles are gone. No, only one cradle's gone. Ah, the full 4 Leyline gamer. Okay. Not a great plan, but I think I need to draw that. I mean, I have 9 cards left. Kind of need to draw. Yeah. I didn't keep in like more than one vigor because I didn't expect them to play 4 ley lines. That was my fault. But also would have been a pretty challenging game. Even if I did have a couple of vigors in the deck. So if I keep this Bazaar, I have 9 cards in my deck. I do kind of need to draw that Cradle. So I have to hold a card in my hand. Containment, sure. Yeah. Sword. Aww. Goodbye, Root Wallows. Well, I mean, Jeskai has a pretty bad matchup against graveyard-based decks anyways, so, geez. Makes sense to have a bunch of graveyard hate in your deck, but the real issue is that they played Leyline more than anything. No, graveyard decks are at the most unpopular they've ever been. But you do know this metagame going in, so you could see that there was 1 or 2 graveyard players in the tournament, so it was pretty brutal. It was pretty brutal. Oh yeah. We're not playing out more rounds of this. All right. Is anyone else streaming this, by the way? Oh no, Wing took the 0-1 as well. Is Yama's not streaming it, right? I don't think anyone else is streaming this. All right, that's enough for me tonight. We tried our best, and we did not qualify for the season 1 mocks, which is unfortunate. We'll have to try to do better in the next season. Definitely good luck to all the competitors who are going to be playing in the mocks qualifier. It's a crazy field. If you guys haven't seen the list of players yet, it's wild. I'll show you right now. It's crazy. It's a super stacked mocks. Amir, Twin, Slasher, Night Complex, True Hero, Discoverin, Loriwa, Zio, Diem, Senpai, Max, Montolio, Wizard, Maharu, Zach, David, Shere Khan, and Brian. So hell of a tournament coming up. It's gonna be wild. I can't wait to see who wins and cheer them on in the mocks. That will be later to come. So that's it for tonight.